My description of gravity is different from Einstein's theory or Newton's theory because I try to explain where gravity comes from. The physical problem I want to solve is why does gravity in certain situations seem to behave differently than Einstein has told us. In particular, in galaxies we find that there is more gravity than we can explain based on the matter that we see. And normally we explain this by adding dark matter, but I can explain it by understanding better what gravity really is. And I found a solution of this problem without assuming any dark matter particles. The explanation I give in my paper on why there is in certain situations more gravity than we can predict from Einstein's theory is that when you understand where gravity comes from, you basically work out that at large scales gravity indeed deviates from Einstein's theory. In the paper I explain the phenomena associated to dark matter by thinking about how gravity comes about from a more microscopic description, and it has also something to do with how matter appears from the surrounding space and how dark energy is also present in there. And there's some effect that the dark energy produces that makes the matter indeed pull more towards each other and produces this excess gravity. And indeed it really comes from understanding more microscopically where gravity comes from. It's like space has some atoms. Those atoms you can think about as information that behaves quantum mechanically, and this is the origin of where gravity comes from, how the information is being influenced by the matter that's there and how it produces effectively a force that we experience as gravity. The universe we live in is not empty. If we look at large scales, we see evidence for dark energy, which gives space an energy density. And if you look at how matter influences this energy density, the space starts behaving like an elastic material. It can be compressed, decompressed, and it gives an additional force that we see indeed in galaxies and groups of galaxies and explains why we see this excess gravity in these situations without assuming any dark matter particle. So my theory can be falsified if someday we'll find a particle, an extra particle that explains precisely what's happening in galaxies and groups of galaxies. So if dark matter turns out to be a particle, my theory is wrong. But I also have a prediction in my theory. There's some formula that describes how gravity should behave in these situations. And this can be tested with observations. And the more observations we have and the better tests we have, my theory indeed can be also confirmed. And of course I hope that this is what's going to happen.